Hey there, and welcome to the very first episode of Let's Go Dutch. Today I'm taking my museum card to go to Aviodrome, the aviation museum in Lelystad. And the museum card basically gives me free access. If you don't know what a museum card is, it's basically a golden ticket to nerd heaven. And it costs 75 euros for adults or 39 euros for kids. And it gives you a full year of unlimited access to over 500 museums across the Netherlands. Now, 75 euros might sound like a lot, but it pays for itself pretty quickly because if you visit, let's say, 3 to 5 museums over the course of 12 months, you already got your money's worth. My first impression when I stepped into Aviodrome was that the place is built with kids in mind. Think playgrounds galore. They have playgrounds both indoors and outdoors, and there's even a mini bike lane that lets kids ride cycles around the plane. I visited on May 5th, which is Liberation Day here in the Netherlands, meaning that all the schools are out, so the place was packed with families. And did I feel weird as a adult woman being there by myself? Not really, and to be honest, I don't really care like that. Once you walk in, you get a map, which is super handy for planning the routes and checking off spots as if you're doing some kind of treasure hunt. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not a big aviation nerd, and my physics grades were, let's just say my teacher didn't have a lot of hope for me. But I do love learning about stuff that is outside of my comfort zone because life is too short to stay in your lane. Inside, there is a ton of aircraft to explore, from the kind that you've flown on to go on holidays to old school fighter jets. And some planes you can even climb into. Most of the info in the museum is both in Dutch and in English, but there are a few spots where the information is in Dutch only. My first stop was the officers' mess and then the new fighter jet exhibition. And guess what? I tried flying a simulator and I crashed really badly. And the exhibition was part of the Jet Fighter Week. I'm not sure if it's a more regular thing, so if you're interested in that, check on their website before you go. Next up is the T2 hangar, where you get a peek into how planes are maintained. And after that, I stepped outside to see a replica of the Schiphol airport in Amsterdam. The replica is from 1928, and it's pretty wild to see how far things have come. There are also cool displays about the airport's growth throughout the decades. One of the big highlights was climbing aboard of an old Boeing 747. You can enter from the inside of the space exhibition, but I went for the dramatic staircase entrance because, why not? Then came the outdoor flight simulator. This one is a group experience. You don't get to fly yourself, but it's a short 4D ride where you get a little bit of shaking, rattling, rolling, and you're actually in the air. It's surprisingly fun, but it's short enough that the wait isn't that bad. Then I went back indoors and checked out the helicopter exhibit. And yes, there was another simulator. And yes, I crashed this one when I was on a rescue mission. And you're probably seeing a pattern here with me and flight simulators. But fortunately, I did redeem myself after this. I hopped on a third simulator for a regular plane. And guess what? I nailed that flight. So I took off, flew around and landed very smoothly. And my instructor was actually super sweet. And I think it's a sign maybe I need to, change a career someday. Here is a fun fact. I used to dream about becoming an astronaut, but then middle school came around. I started going to physics classes and my astronaut dreams were crushed like a black hole. I don't know how I passed my final exam. Spoiler alert, I failed it big time. But I still managed to go to uni and get a degree, so there is a happy ending after all. And my astronaut dreams kind of got reignited with a space exhibit. It's really cool stuff to look at. Even if you're not aiming to work for NASA, it's still very fascinating to explore. Right before closing time, I realized that there was a whole other exhibition that I hadn't seen right next to the entrance, so I ran through it just to make some footage for the sake of this video. I ended up spending a solid 4 to 5 hours at Aviodrome, and I didn't read every plaque. I'm going to be honest about it. But I definitely did take my time where it did matter, and honestly, you can easily spend an entire day at Aviodrome, especially if you have kids that need to be entertained. And as usual, I'm going to let you know how much I ended up spending for a day out at Aviodrome. The entrance was free thanks to my beloved museum card, and a normal day ticket for adults is $19.95. Children and visitors with disabilities do get a discounted rate. For the parking, I spent €7.50 for the entire day. And for the lunch, I did not spend anything because I came prepared with my own lunch and water bottle like the budgeting pro that I am. So no overpriced sandwiches for me. And it's also a very Dutch way of going out since the name Let's Go Dutch. So for the entire day, I did not spend more than €7.50 just for the parking. So that's it today for my very first episode of Let's Go Dutch. I hope you like it. If you did, show me some love by hitting the like button, drop a comment, and smash the subscribe button so you don't miss out on my next adventure. And I also want to do more domestic destinations. So if you do have suggestions of places that I can visit with my museum card, or just towns or villages in the Netherlands that you want me to talk about, please let me know in the comment section below, because I always look for new places to explore. And if you want more travel content or even just behind the scenes footage, feel free to follow me on Instagram at Congolana Travels, where I post even more content like pictures and shorts. And I will see you in the next video. Tot de volgende keer. Bye bye.